why is it I stayed the night at my brother's house over here in Inkster at the high rise all night long. All I could hear was fucking full automatic rifles going off at night. Listen, man, people around here don't play. Listen, man, Inkster, when you want to run from Detroit, you go to Inkster. Inkster's little Detroit. Listen, man, this place is popping. People are dying left and right over here, man. I'm in the trap. I'm not lying when I say I'm in the trap. This place is fucked. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good.
Even pulled out security today. They usually never have that car there. Listen, I'm telling you, man, there were shots being fired really close to here. I know that sound. I was just last night. A black guy come up in the elevator. Looked like he just got shot. He was holding his leg and shit. And the way he was walking looked like he just got shot. And I told him, I'm like, you know, what's up? You alright? It's like, man, I've been dealing with this shit for about a year now. So I got shot. Yeah. So was my brother. My brother told him, got shot with a revolver in my femur. It's got rods in his leg, screws in his femur. Thankfully, I know how to duck and dodge. I dodge bullets. This fucking kid that's been staying at my brother's up here in the high rise, right? He didn't come upstairs last night. He slept in his car, which tells you that he's uncomfortable with me being there, which probably means he went in his car because he wanted to play with this fucking pecker. That's the kind of kid he is. Give me a second, I gotta... It's fucking cold today. It's getting cold out here. Coffee, we need coffee. I tried to get my little brother to go with me, but he wanted to say, I'm gonna go take a shower, and so he don't want to go nowhere. He wants to get high. That's what it is. And he doesn't want me to be around him when he does it, so. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, there's definitely some shots being popped off over here. Alright, come on, starter. Don't just start for me. Better warm up. Here, the thing is, the cars, man, I promise you, I'm over here fucking lisping. The number one mistake people make with their cars in cold weather, they start the car and they don't let it warm up. They go straight to driving. That's so terrible for your car. This is also why, well, for your engine, this is also why I run Lucas Oil, so everyone knows. It helps with cold starts because the metal, that Lucas Oil will stick to the cylinder walls, right? So when you go to start the car, there will be oil on the actual cylinder walls, where the actual piston rings that are round when they move up, slide up and down, they're seated against the wall to create, you know, so air can't slip past. Well, that creates wear on the metal because it's metal on metal. There's no oil. When you turn off your car, right, the oil drips to the bottom of the motor and it's just sitting at the motor on the bottom. It's not splashing around. So therefore, these cars, these little 4-cylinder cars, they're high revving motors. The oil is at the bottom. It takes a minute for the oil to get to the top of the motor with the oil pump. So that's why, like, you want to run a thinner oil in these cars, like a 5W20. Any car that you've ever turboed that's like 5W30 or anything like that, I recommend running 5W20. It's a thinner oil. It will disperse faster. It will cool off faster. All types of things. It will get in places that need to be lubricated that normally normal oil wouldn't, thicker oil wouldn't get in. Also, synthetic oil. Run synthetic oil. Synthetic oil was created in World War II for superchargers, for turbochargers, because of atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure, the planes, after a certain height, they weren't getting any power because there's not enough oxygen. They were suffocating in a sense. There's not enough oxygen up in the atmosphere the higher you go up. So they started supercharging these motors, these aircraft motors. That's how we got turbos and superchargers on our vehicles. It's because of airplanes. The motor oil, the superchargers, the turbochargers were forcing air into the motor, but they were getting really, really hot. The motor oil would break down really, really fast. Really, really fast. There was an engineer that worked for the service. They added an extra molecule to the oil, which made synthetic oil so it wouldn't break down as much. It can withstand a lot more heat, that type of thing. So that's why you want to run synthetic oil in your vehicles. Highly recommended. Lucas Oil. When you start your car, let it warm up. You will actually hear it quiet down. When you first start out, rev really, really high. The normal, that's because the car knows it needs to heat up. It's programmed to do this. And the reason why I say you want the car to heat up is because metal contracts when it's cold and it expands when it's heated. So technically, I got the burps every morning. Technically, in the morning when it's cold, your engine is smaller. When it gets warm, it gets a little bit bigger. It expands. So you gotta take that into account. Also, these 4-cylinder motors, like the Zetec motor, right? All those Honda motors, they're built to really, really tight tolerances. You have to make sure you change the oil. You run high grade oil, synthetic oil, and it's got to be Royal Purple or at least some type of high-end oil, which I posted on my Facebook. I prefer Royal Purple, AMSOIL, but you can get away with Castrol and all that stuff. Mobil 1. Castrol is probably the best for your bang for your buck. It's the best oil for your buck. My opinion, Royal Purple is the best. I only run Royal Purple in all my cars. Once I own them. If I race them. If it's just a regular to and from car, I'll run Mobil 1 synthetic because it's cheaper. There's no need to run Royal Purple in a everyday to go car. It's just, you can. There's no problem with that, but see, now we have the gauge where it says it's warm. We can go. And you can get on it too, because it's warm. That's how you make your cars last, you hear me? fucking love this car, man. Listen, I've had a lot of cars. You hear me? I've owned a lot of cars. Full Moon's still out too, man. It's been out for the last 3 days. Gotta go get coffee, no seatbelt. This car fucking pulls so hard to the right. That's the only thing I don't recommend about a Ford Focus. Their seatbelts suck. And don't get a regular Ford Focus. You gotta get an SVT Focus. Don't waste your money if you don't get an SVT Focus. It's gonna fall apart on you. You gotta have an SVT Focus. Alright, we need... coffee. That's how you save gas. Doesn't help I drive hard though. The other thing I like about this car, it never overheats. It never goes past the halfway mark. It tells you that the thermodynamics of this car, the way it's engineered, is really good. Unless the thermostat's bad and it's reading incorrectly. Ford, call me. I will win you a bunch of plaques. Ferrari, if you're willing to pay me more than Ford, I will win you plaques. Ford, call me, please. I'd rather drive for you, Ford. By the way, I'm from your hometown, Ford. I'm from Dearborn. Know how good that would look? Winning Le Mans with someone from Dearborn that's passionate about Ford vehicles? Serious, contact me. You won't regret it. We are here. Drugs are served.